My name is Baptista. I'm an accountant from the UK Infrastructure Bank, based in Yorkshire. So our CEO, John Flint, was invited to be a speaker in the event, so he kindly invited a few of us from the organisation to join and take part in the conference. So it was a great experience to be part of, and I was really pleased to accept that invitation with two hands for sure. I think the panel discussion, the talk that stood out to me the most was definitely the discussion with Suki about AI and tech and data. It's something that I'm really interested in, despite not being in the tech or AI field. But a lot of conversations with friends about how that impacts Black and brown people from queer backgrounds. I think it's really important, because if you're not in the rooms designing that technology, you can really be negatively affected by it. And also looking further down the chain, how it affects people who create those, microchips or the computers you use, and being a bit more conscious about the way that you engage in technology, I think is a conversation that is super interesting and so relevant now more than ever. So yeah, it was really great to hear another perspective to that. I think it's incredibly important. Being a young woman of colour from the northeast of England, you don't see a lot of people that look like you in positions of power, or even just, in most spaces that you occupy, depending on what that is. So I think engaging in a programme that champions your voice, your potential, and puts you in contact with people who can really inspire you and propel your career to places that you never actually thought it could go, is so invaluable. So I've really just enjoyed being in a room with so many other inspiring Black women and men and allies, which is not something I get to do often in my career. So yeah, it's an opportunity that is so invaluable for sure. I've been to a lot of conferences and I've never danced at one of them, especially not to Afrobeats music. So that was definitely a surprising element. But I was really surprised at the fact that there was really strong themes between each of the speakers, despite them all being from really different backgrounds, being part of really different journeys and organisations. Themes such as resilience and courage were so intrinsic to a lot of their stories and their successes. I do, which is probably the message that a lot of people will have given, but it's just continue what she's doing. It only takes an idea, but then to even put some action behind that idea and create something like this, I think is incredible. So she should always just keep fueling that fire. And